Welcome to the T-SEDA video guides on classroom dialogue. Ethics in Educational Inquiry. There are lots of different aspects to consider which contribute to the ethics of educational inquiry. This video describes these different aspects of ethics and how you can make sure that your inquiry is ethical. As an educator, the ethics of your inquiry is linked to the professional judgments you will already be making about the people in your setting. For example, considering parental consent for video recording children in your class and thinking about where the recordings are stored so that they are secure. Ethical issues can occur at any point in an inquiry. Take a moment to consider what the ethical issues could be in each of these situations. Here are some steps that you can take toward an ethical inquiry. Anonymize names before sharing data. Check school or institution policies. Get parental consent where necessary. And make sure students give their consent and know that they can choose not to take part. In Europe, GDPR regulations legally require you to inform participants of how their personal data are being used and to store data securely. Tell people where you will be using their images, for example at conferences or to share with colleagues in other schools. In essence, an ethical inquiry is one in which you put steps in place to achieve all of these principles of research ethics. You should also remember that some schools might actively want to be named and don't want to remain anonymous. However, you still need to think about what this means for individual children in the school. Pause here to consider this checklist of questions to ask yourself or discuss with colleagues. This is also available as a downloadable resource on the T-SEDA website. These questions specifically focus on consent forms and information sheets for participants. It's important to get written consent from your participants and their guardians if necessary. And here are some questions to consider when thinking about your findings and presenting your data. It's worth remembering that people don't generally mean to be unethical. Unethical behaviour can be unintentional, so it's important to consider these issues before, during and after your inquiry to protect the rights and well-being of all participants. You can find more information about ethical guidelines here.